Hello, I'm Matt and welcome to Badger Workshop. A friend wants me to make him a weird shaped desk to use his laptop on. He's given me this old drawing board that has a slight warp in it to use as the top. The underside has some relief cuts in it and these bracing to try and keep it straight. So first I unscrewed all the braces so I just had a flat board. He's an engineer, so he's given me some quite good drawings with all the dimensions I need on it. This is a really weird shape because it needs to fit into a bedsit between a sofa and a bed. There certainly won't be another desk like this in the world. It's also going to be really short as he wants to sit at it using a piano stool. I've had this plunge saw for a few months now, and I never knew I really needed one, but now I couldn't live without it. You can just draw out the shape you want onto the board, and then put the track right against your lines, and then cut out any kind of strange shapes out of sheet goods you need. I certainly couldn't do this on a table saw, and the jigsaw wouldn't leave the straightest line. Where the two cuts meet, I've just cut a little short, and then I can use the Japanese saw to finish off the cuts. His plans have called for the corners to have a 45-degree angle on them. I guess so he doesn't walk into them. Or if he does walk into them, at least they won't hurt as much. As I say, the legs are going to be really short for this desk. It's more of a coffee table height. They're only going to be 600mm off the ground. So I can cut the legs down, well, not quite to 600mm because I've got to take into account the size of the top, or the thickness of the top I should say. Then I can use the top itself as a template by placing the legs on them and measuring the gap between them. I can then cut that stretcher down. I'm going to use my Titan dowel joiner to join the legs together. The dowels work well as they help align everything and they make a really strong joint. I mean, you could just use a hand doweling machine, or some screws or pocket screws would work just as well. Another advantage of the dowels is you can't see the joint. But you could just use screws and fill the holes, especially if you're going to be painting the legs. These are some nice big 12mm dowels I'm using, and they're 80mm long. With plenty of wood glue in the holes, they can just be tapped into place. Now, if all my measuring and marking out has worked, then this will all just go together. I obviously don't have much confidence in my ability, as every time anything ever works I'm always amazed. This desk is only going to have 3 legs, so the first 2 legs and the stretchers I can get clamped up. And then the next day, when they've dried, I can get the 3rd leg on. I can then get this clamped up and make sure everything's square. After that lot's dry, I give it all a good sand down. Where I put the clamps on there's always a bit of squeeze out, but the random orbital sander removes all that. The top has kind of an aged pine look, so I've got this antique wax I'm going to use to try and match the 2 colours. I don't have the world's smallest workshop, but it's not really big enough for this kind of thing. So I've had to actually sit on my table saw to wax this. But there's probably not many of us that don't want a bit more space. I made one suggestion to the client, and that was to put a hole in the corner for the cables to go in, and he agreed. I'm just going to attach the top to the bottom using these L brackets. It's a really quick, simple way of doing it. They'll never be seen, and if we need to take the top off to get it through doors, it's a quick process. And that's it all done. The weird shaped corner coffee table computer desk. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more videos.